Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
In the beginning there was Jack, and Jack had a groove. And after a while, a deep sleep fell upon him, and he went looking for a new groove. He began looking for a new nation, and it had to be a soulful nation. And he found it, and it was Soulful House Nation. And he saw a building. It was a tall building. It had 10 stories. And he entered the building and got on the elevator and pushed the 10th floor, but it stopped on the 8th floor. And that's where he found his new groove. And he began to jack and jack and jack and jack. And he knew that this was it. It was Soulful House Nation on the 8th floor. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I am DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation. I'm coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. This is Soulful House Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, we got another one. This time we're going to have a little bit different flow. So let me tell you what we're going to do here today. Today, what we're going to do is well, I'll tell you in a minute. But first, just here's a quick recap. We're going to play the hottest song according to Track Source in the Soulful House category. But also, too, I'm going to ask you to go back and check out last week's interview, which was motivational, educational, and fun. That was with Ricky Clark, Warren Soulfingers, DJ Unique Urban, and also, too, with Wally B. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, we're going to talk about what's coming in the next week or two, a couple weeks. We're going to do some, we're going to play a classic. And then after that, we're going to go into the conversation. This time the conversation is going to be me along with Chuck. We're going to have a very interesting conversation. We're going to talk about remakes, remixes, and that kind of stuff like that. Now, after that, we're going to go into the Shazam Free Zone, which is really, really picking up steam. And the whole purpose of the Shazam Free Zone is to introduce you to brand new music. So, anyway, let's do this. Let's start off playing the song of the week according to Track Source. It is by Manu and Two Fox. It's called So Long. Second week at number 1. Chuck? All right, we're going to fade it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, we are fading it out because, Facebook's this nasty, nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Hey, listen to this. I just want to give a big shout out to Chuck Roberts for doing our intro. I also, too, want to give a big shout out to King T Finesse and Ariel Shante for doing our theme song. And hey, it's going to be pretty interesting. So let's do this. Let's have some conversation here. But let's do this. Let's talk about some stuff that's coming and some stuff that happened. So this week, I'm going to play the Shazam Free Zone. KGB, Killer Green Beats, has a new track out called Talk Is Cheap. We're going to play that. We're also going to play Reggie Steele's The Best That I Got. And let's talk about events. So, this Saturday, I had a chance to attend 2 events. And the thing about this area is there's always a lot of stuff going on between New York and New Jersey. So I was in Jersey. So after I finished DJing my own event, came back home, unpacked, put my stuff out. Then I went over to 257 Aldine and to support Kareem, the entertainer, and also Brian and the rest of the DJs there, everyone there. So I had a good time. The music was good. The food was good. I got one of those Slurpees, the smoothie, whatever you call them. Good. Now, they go till like late. And when I got there, it was about 6:30, and it was flowing and going. So I just want to give them a big shout out for doing what they do. It provides an opportunity to get out and hang out. Also, too, in addition to having good music, good people, and also to good food. So that was popping. I left there and I went to Jersey City. Jersey City was popping. I want to give a big shout out to Ricky Clark. Ricky Clark was on the show last week with Wally B, DJ Soulfingers, Warren Soulfingers, DJ Unique Urban, and of course Ricky Clark. And I tell you what, it was a lot of fun. But if you want to have even more fun, you should have gone to the event. Now, I went live and several other people went live, so that really is a good look. I just want to say, too, for the people who go live, thank you so much, because a lot of times people can't get to these events or they have other occupations, otherwise occupied, and just can't make it. And when you're doing these events like this and you're going live, it really is a chance to almost like long distance, the next best thing to being there. And then too now, it just was it kind of helps you get right into the flow. So listen to this. The place was packed. Place was packed. The music was excellent. You know, I was listening to the music and I was getting into it so much, I almost felt like singing and dancing. And then I came to myself and I said, you know, Dan, you better leave that alone. Okay, sing to yourself, shower singer, but like not in public, not in front of people. It's just not going to go over well. But I still had a good time. So that was really, really good. Now also too, what I want to tell you is that the event was in Exchange Place in Jersey City. Now I need to tell you, if you go downtown Jersey City, that's such a metropolitan and marvelous area. It really is. It's really, really, really nice there. And it's really, really, really classy, elegant, etc. So they really, 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 really did the thing. So here's what I'm going to also suggest to you. To do an event like that takes a tremendous amount of work. I mean, listen, I'm talking about gut-wrenching. I'm talking about soul-crushing. I'm talking about money-hungry in terms of what it takes to put off an event like that. And I just really want to say, Ricky, thank you so much for doing that. And really, you know, it's really done, if you look at it, to serve the people, especially a free event like that. Especially. So, Ricky, I just want to tip my hat off to you. Also, too, the sound was incredible. That's compliments of Mel Cherry. The DJs were incredible. The dancers were incredible. And just, like I said, it was a good vibe. The weather was nice. The weather was incredible. So it was just like an all-around great thing. So, Ricky, hey, thank you so much for putting that thing together. Forget about it. That was off the hook. Congratulations. And I know it's a painstaking thing, but I hope you do it again. I hope you do it again next year. As a matter of fact, and even if you don't want to wait till next year, you want to do like a mid-year thing, with you on that too. So again, thanks again for that event. Next, you have on the 12th, this Saturday, Africa, having a 60th birthday party. And want to give him a big shout out and congratulations. You made it to the big 6-0 instead of 50 Cent. You're now 60 Cent. How about that? Boom. Anyway, TR, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Hey, folks, share. There's going to be like a little different show. I chose not to bring a guest on only because I wanted to have this conversation around remixes and remakes and samples and all that kind of stuff. All right. Now, next. We're going to be at 257 Aldine. I know I'm going to be on deck. I know D-Boy's going to be on deck. Mac's going to be on deck. Plus, I know Good's supposed to be. It's just going to be a good look. I'm working on now to make sure the weather cooperates. The sound is good there. It's going to be a 257 Aldine in the Bricks. It's going to start at 12, and we're going to go until, I don't know, 8, 9 or something like that. But we're going to go in there. We're going to have fun. Okay, next. October 16th, I'm going to be on the Dollhouse. I'm super excited about that because for those of you who know or don't know, what Sage and Bilal do is incredible. Okay, I want you to think about this, that a lot of people have skills, they have the goods, but they really don't have a way or really don't get a way to show it to people. And it kind of relegates them to being bedroom DJs. But when you go on Sage's show, you get an opportunity to show your skills, show your programming, and just show your musical wit. So on Wednesday the 16th, I'll be on the show from 7 to 9. But now, here's the deal. As you know, I'm the unusual suspect, which means is that I'm going to play some popular stuff, but I'm going to play some stuff that you may not know and you're not checking for it. In addition to that, I'm going to do something that I'm going to encourage a lot of other people do in our community is play some of the locals' music. You know, we have a lot of talent right here in northern New Jersey and at these events that we all attend. And, you know, sometimes, personally, I don't feel they get all the love they deserve. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have at least 30 minutes of the music that I play is going to be dedicated, it's going to be songs by people that are in our local community. So I'm super looking forward to that. I'm not going to tell you the names. No, I'm not going to tell you the names. I was going to do that, but I said, no, I'm not going to tell you the names. Join us on that. I'm going to have some incredible mixes and, again, some incredible songs that you just wouldn't hear ordinarily because maybe they haven't hit the top, 40 that we play. Okay, moving on. On the 8th, November 8th, House the Runway is doing their big Brokers reunion. That's November 8th. It's going to be, okay, you ready for this? It's going to be at the Crown Plaza in Saddlebrook. Nobody in this community has gone there. So House the Runway is going to do the first ever house music event from our community to go over there. That's going to be, now if you've ever been to the Crown Plaza, it's an absolutely beautiful place. It is like, forget about it. It's really, really high of the ground. You can see New York. Hey, you know what? Most importantly, you can see Patterson from there. How about that? And we're going to have a really, really good time. It's going to be elegant. It's going to be off the hook. And it's going to be at the Crown Plaza. That's November 8th. We do have some birthdays coming. I know we're going to be celebrating Ricky Clark's birthday. And we're going to be also selling some more birthdays. I'm going to get you more information as it goes on. I know Ricky Clark will be playing. Guy Flash will be playing. And some others, and we'll get that to you. But I just want to say, looking forward to that, November 8th. Then November 15th and 16th, you have SMB has multiple things to celebrate. It's their 10-year anniversary. And wow, that's a long time to do anything, but certainly it's a long time to be in this business. It really takes a lot. It really, really takes a lot. And to do it year after year after year and then be consistent with the level of entertainment, they really, really, really do it. And I need to tell you, it's their 10-year anniversary. In addition to that, it's also a birthday celebration for Scorpios. The color is black, so Scorpios in black. And it's going to be a really, really great event. It's going to be at the Hilton in Newark and the Bricks. So really, really, Sultan and company continue to step up their game. They are innovators in terms of places that they pick, places that he picks in terms of new ground. And I will tell you, another great choice, which is the Hilton. I mean, right there, that tells you right there. So that's going to be on November 15th. It's going to be the comedy show with Sleepy Floyd. And then on the 16th is going to be the party. Now, check out the lineup. Okay, all right. So I'm going to tell you, check out the lineup. And what you want to do is you want to sit down and listen to this. Okay. On the bill, you have D. Boyd, okay, who's really making a lot of headway in this community. Antoine Qua, BLS. Oh, shucks. Forget about it. All right. DJ Mustafa. You know what it is. Naeem Johnson. Holla. And the one and only Jihad Muhammad. He's your international DJ, and he's going to come and grace the DJ decks here. So it's going to be like, forget about it. So I'm suggesting to you, if you make moves now. Then, if that wasn't enough, performing live, you have Kia Stewart. So there's a lot of stuff going on here in our community. All right, so listen, I'm going to ask everybody to come on in, check them out. We've got four great events. Again, congrats to Ricky Clark, 60th birthday party on the 12th. The Dollhouse. Well, on the 12th, I'll be on that ticket. The Dollhouse, I'll be the featured guest that night. House the Runway on the 8th at the Saddlebrook Crown Plaza, and of course you have SMB. DJ Exotic, how you doing? DJ Chalk, what's up? TR, hey guys, share. So today we're going to do something. As a matter of fact, it's good that DJ Exotic is on here because we're going to talk about samples. We're going to talk about remakes, remixes, redos, re-edits, etc. And DJ Exotic just did one Wildflower with Tyrese. So I'm going to look for some input for you, DJ Exotic. So let's do this. Let's play the old school song, which is Brainstorm. I'll play a little bit because, Facebook has this nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. And then we're going to get to it. Also, too, you can check us out. Of course, we're on Facebook, but we're on X. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Vimeo. We're on the website and a whole bunch of other places before and after. So, and hey, Chalk, why don't you play a little, just a little snippet? Because, Facebook, it's a nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Here we go. We're going to play Brainstorm. Okay, so we're going to play that. We're going to play a little snippet. There we go. This was a big song back in the day. All right, so we're going to fade it out because you know what it is with Facebook and them. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited. Listen, one of the hottest topics in this community is remakes, remixes, re-edits, redo, sampling. All that is very, very, very big conversation now. But I just want to kind of set the stage. And, again, I'm glad DJ Exotic is on it because I'm hoping he's going to comment. Okay, so now. Matter of fact, I saw a post this morning saying, why don't they make some original music and this and that? And I just want to tell you about a couple conversations I had, just kind of set the stage for it. Let's start with this. So obviously a remake or re-edit or redo, whatever, is when they take one song and then they redo it. They remix it. Maybe they add a different beat. Maybe they have different sounds to it. And then they go hard with it. Now, there's been a lot of talk back and forth, a lot of posts back and forth. And this conversation, I want to bring Chalk in too. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the concept a little bit, maybe why some of this stuff is done one way or the other. And then we're going to also give you some songs that, hey, should we make a remix out of it or should we leave it alone? Okay, so Chalk, are you ready over there?
I'm ready.
He's ready. Okay, so listen, let's just talk about a little bit of doing these remixes. And like I say, there's a lot of back and forth about, oh, they should do this, they shouldn't do it. Okay, so let's just talk about this for a minute. First of all, if you go back to the 30s, 40s, 50s, there's always been remakes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not new. As a matter of fact, take a song from like the 40s and that big band era, and you talk about they did Don't Sit Up Under the Apple Tree, and they did Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, all that kind of stuff like that. Well, that was remade. I mean, he did that in the 80s, and people loved it. Bette Midler did that. I mean, I could just go on and on. So watch this. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the 80s for a minute, and then I want you to jump in. Guy Flash, what's up? Hey. Okay, let's go back to the 80s. All right, now, in the 80s, that's when many people saw and heard sampling for the first time. They just recognized it was a thing. James Brown, forget about it. I mean, James Brown, they reworked his music to no end. Parliament reworked that music to no end. Chuck, I want you to jump in to see if you remember any songs that they reworked back from the day. Yeah.
Well, I'm not that young.
I agree, but go ahead. Hey, listen.
Oh man.
Uh-huh.
From when you said that, I wasn't even around then, man.
Okay, all right. But listen,
Come
you
up-
heard
come
rap
up to-
songs, right? I know you
Yeah, I
listen to
heard
rap,
the rap
songs.
Well,
it
of
was
course
big.
we know that the rap songs and the artists, they took the samples from, like you said, James Brown, Al Green, different artists from even back jazz. Q-Tip is a big jazz, guy. DJ Premier. Also, so it's I mean, a lot of popular songs has come from songs that was already made, to be remixed. Luther Vandross did a lot of songs that was already done. That when I really, after I got into DJing, and then I heard, started listening, because at first I thought it was just him, or even the other songs, like one comes to mind is Troop, All I Do Is Think of You.
Right.
The Jacksons, I think, believe they did that first, so like you said, remixing or doing it over has been a long time. Another one I heard was Dionne Warwick, Walk On By.
Right.
And,
Sybil.
Sybil. Sybil did it over. So yeah.
Yeah. So listen. So Guy says, why do fools fall in love? Okay, it was one EPMD made a career sampling James Brown.
Right.
So did Public Enemy. They made
a lot of rap groups sample James, Das Effects.
Sure.
EPMD. A lot.
How about En Vogue? Hold On.
Hold On. Another Jacksons, but
How about Total? Big
Total.
Yeah.
Can't You See?
Yeah. Hey. Guy says, Whitney Houston's biggest record was a remake of Dolly Parton. Now, a lot of people didn't know that Dolly Parton originally made that song. And, of course, she worked that thing to no end. So here's my first question. Do you think that the world is better off having had those remakes instead of just let them just be just the originals?
No, I think if you do it justice, I'm gonna put a big stamp on doing the song justice. Like Luther Vandross definitely did the songs that he did over major. And it also helps business wise, if whomever owns the publishing and stuff like that continue to get paid. And it also rebrands the original. Because like these kids nowadays, they thinking that it's new, and it's not. I can say that now. Now I can say that.
Well, yeah. Well, me, young Dan, I just know from research.
Well, I saw the pictures with the afros. Pork chop sideburns. It's okay.
Yeah.
You want to know about research though? Might have been a twin.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. So listen. So again, guys, just bringing things up. He mentions "Walk On By," originally done by. It was on the Hot Buttered Soul album that he did. "Walk On By." He did, and then also Dionne Warwick did it. Of course, Sybil did it. Yeah. Right. So there are a lot of people. Wait, but watch this now. So I think the world is a better place because we had those reinterpretations. Okay. Now, of course, you got to do it justice, but that's still relative. And some songs. Watch this. Some songs like especially some of the gospel songs. You know, I honestly, I'm not up on it. I'm not up on the original gospel, and I didn't hear them until they made a house music version. Okay, for example,
I see what you're saying.
For example, "Work It Out" by Charisma. Did we need that track? I'm going to say yes. All right.
I just think it's another form of spreading. When you talking about gospel, spreading the word more with now a little bit more flavor to get people to basically listen to it. Because like you said, if you play the original, you know, it's like, okay, we in church.
Right.
That's the attitude of, you know, that's the attitude. But if you play it with the remix and the heavy drum beat that's behind it, then you see everybody and they could be feeling nice and stuff, but still jamming to it. But it's still the words of what the song was meant to do.
Right.
So I think it's a good concept. And I guess, you know, now it's just they're just tapping into that, you know, the gospel feel, or bringing it more to the forefront now that the world has changed and really are open to different styles of getting the word out there. You know, before it was you just got to be straight militant. This is how it is, and that's that. And now it's not. So I think that was a good thing.
Hey, listen to this. Along those lines, and this is not new with gospel, because if you saw the movie Ray, you saw how insane they went, because how dare him take that gospel sound, that gospel music, and put it into R&B. Watch this. Shahira, how you doing? Okay, watch this. So listen to this. All right. So here's another track that I did not know was originally a gospel song. Okay, you ready for this one? Now, you probably know. I know you're a heavy church guy, a holy roller. I Shall Not Be Moved by Kenny Bobian. I did not know that was originally a gospel song. I did not know that. I'm going to tell you another one I didn't know. Another one, I did not know that Resting Place was a gospel song.
Resting Place.
Yeah,
Resting
that
Place.
Aaron K. Gray did. I did not know that. I found that out last night.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking with Mark Francis, and I found that out last night.
Right.
You know, okay, so tell me what you guys think of this. All right. So now, I know church attendance is down nationwide. Do you think it would help if they brought some gospel house music in there, where people could really, you know, instead of, nothing wrong with the old time stuff, but could they mix some gospel house in here? And I'm gonna, but here's what I want to say, and then I want to get your opinion, everybody's opinion out there. So I remember when Work It Out came out, and then also God's Got It with DJ Spen in it, and I played it for this pastor, and I said, well, what do you think of this? And he said to me, it's spiritually correct, but it's too pumping. It's too whatever. You know what I wanted to say, but of course I did not. I said it to myself. Yeah, you need something pumping around here.
He was an older pastor.
Yeah, you know, he was an older cat, and he, and you know, listen, nothing wrong with it, but this particular pastor was stuck in the old spiritual, you know, the little R&B and stuff like that, but it really, like there's a whole new thing going on here.
Yeah.
That just didn't seem to take to.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you see the Clark sisters story?
No, talk to me.
So You Are My Sunshine.
Yes.
Okay. The sister got the idea from listening to Stevie Wonder's.
Oh yeah, Sunshine.
Dun, 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 dun,
Okay,
dun,
yeah.
dun. That's where she
which
got the
okay.
original concept for You Are
Mhm.
My Sunshine. You know, he made
Tell me.
me great. Bum, bum, ba-dum.
Uh, okay.
She got that. What I'm saying is that the music intertwined. So the
Mhm.
way that she flipped it, it's a gospel song. You are my sunshine.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, another
Mhm.
one that I didn't know for years and years and years was BB and CC Wine and
Okay.
I'm Lost Without You.
Okay.
They used to play that on A Quiet Storm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm thinking that it was, a ballad, a slow until like really, I want to say maybe a couple of years
Mhm.
ago, where it's like, yo, that's a gospel song.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's and nowadays, with the Kirk Franklins and the Dietrich Haddons, the Ty Tributes,
Mhm.
you know, um, Mary Marys,
Mhm.
it's a different sound.
Mhm.
The message is still in the music, but it's a different sound, and I think that the attendance drop, I think that's really due to the COVID,
Mhm.
and technology now.
Well, just so you know, because I did some research, I actually did a presentation to 20 churches. This is regarding real estate, my other business,
Mm-hmm.
and when I did the homework, it was dropping off prior to COVID,
Mm-hmm.
but COVID was like, I wouldn't say the nail in the coffin, but I got to tell you, it kind of was like it pierced the wood, so to speak.
Yeah, but I
Um,
mean, you gotta, it's funny because I was talking about this with some other people, with the changing of times.
Mhm.
You have to, in order to stay relevant, you have to basically change with the times.
Mhm.
Get somebody in your church that basically knows, stuff about the social media. Because you still, just because your people, we got so used to the people coming into the church,
Mhm.
and sitting down, where nowadays you can just go online
Mhm.
and you can listen. You can even pay your offering and your
Mhm.
tithes online if you have it set up on
Mhm.
one of those accounts, Zelle or
Mhm.
PayPal or Giblify or et cetera, et cetera. So I think if you offer that to the people, that's still as as still as a person that's in your church, could count as a member.
Mhm.
But some people just don't want to break out of that.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation
Yeah.
I've had and been having ongoing. I'm just going to say this about that, and then I want to kind of move on with the music thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2024, especially after COVID, a lot of people would rather sit home
Mm-hmm.
and watch the what you call it? Watch it
Watch
on
the church service. Yeah.
watch the church service, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people say, "Oh, that's not real church." Yeah, well, yes,
Well,
it is.
what's the difference?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to show you something else here, all right? And I know a lot of people are going to say, "What are you talking about? That's nonsense." But watch this. Okay. If I said to a pastor, "Are all the people that you want to bring to the church or to your belief only the ones that fill up this place?" I'm sure they'd say no. So if that's the case,
Mm-hmm.
don't you believe? I'm just gonna make this number. Let's say your place holds 300 people.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all the people you want to reach, or do you want to reach
Right.
1,000 people or
Right.
10,000 people?
Right.
All right, you're not gonna be able to do that in your physical church.
Right.
So, in my opinion, you're gonna have to get your online game up.
Right.
That's what that's gonna have to be. Now, again, you want to really upset them? Tell them, listen. Televangelists has been doing that for years. That's not real preaching. Okay, what do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call it?
I mean, look at the churches that's on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But to get back to the music
Mhm.
aspect of it, with having what's going on with the house community and the gospel mixes,
Mm-hmm.
I just think that it's the minister of music needs to just maybe just explore more in that field. When I was a drummer in the church, the youth, adult male, young adult choir, used to sing more of the up tempo, newer gospel music, and it took a while for it to catch on in the church. But when it did, and I saw more of the young adults coming to the church, especially when they knew that the young adult choir was going to be singing. So it does, that music does play, it does matter in a sense to broaden the horizons for other people.
Listen, we all say, for example, even to house music, we want to bring younger people in. We want to bring people in. Then at what point do you become willing to listen to their interpretations? So again, Guy is really, really contributing here. He's saying when he lived in Willingboro, he'd take his pastor's sermons and play it over a house track, and he loved it. See, you have to be willing, in my opinion, to let people interpret music the way they interpret. Hey, listen, the Star Spangled Banner. Now, look how Whitney sang it. And if I sing it, well, maybe I shouldn't sing it. At least not in public. Anyway.
Well, look, if Flavor Flav can do it,
and Flavor Flav can do it, then hey.
In his own way.
All right. Let's move on. All right. So let's talk about the house music itself. All right. So now we've left the church and we're talking about the dance floor. All right. And I'm going to leave another part, the business. I'm going to leave that for a little bit later. Okay. Now, here's my personal experience. And you tell me, all right, most people will not respond to brand new music unless it has a familiarity with some of the other stuff, unless you happen to have individuals who will dance to anything, unless you have a scenario where you have some people in that audience. But most people don't really fool with all brand new and all unfamiliar things. Has that been your experience with, 20 plus years of DJing? Do you have to have?
Yes, and that's where all genres of music. As being the DJs, we the record pools, we would get a lot of music that wasn't even on the radio as of yet. And when trying, like you said, to go to the parties and you're the first to break something, that it's going to be a hit. But when you play it, the people looking at you like, what are you playing? And then as soon as it hits the radio, then they're like, oh, but I played that 3 months ago. So that's just been an issue. And like I've discussed with you, even trying to get it in Bergen County, the house music, they it's gotten much better than what it was, and I guess that's just because of the clientele that comes in there, that can do it, that's more appreciative of it, which I was surprised, but I ran with it because it's it's good to be able to play, just different styles of music in this area that I'm in. So once they open to it, then they open. Then they you get the ones that come and even start asking more. But you can sprinkle, like I just sprinkle a little bit here and there. Like I would, now they have the thing with the stems where you can drop out the vocals or drop out the music and then put something else to it, which back in the day that was just us using instrumentals and acapellas. But with doing that, I can play let's say a follow me track, just giving the track out and take out his vocals, but then put a new song vocals in it. But they still jamming because they thinking, which really you're remixing the track on the fly. But they're they're grooving because of they know the groove of follow me. But meanwhile you just playing something else, and before you know it, now they dancing to it. Or what's that song? I got to get a lot of people. Oh man, what's that song? What's that song you played? And I tell them, some of it is old. Like this is an old cut. But there at least some of them are open to say, wow, he's playing something. He's playing something different I haven't heard before. I like it, So I guess it's also the way that you dress it up in order for the crowd where you are to get things over.
Guy is hitting some really good points. He's hitting point after point after point after point after point here.
Let me look at this.
One of the things he just said here, and it's very, very true. It depends on who plays it. So watch this. So until I think of something better, I'm gonna call them influencers. So these are people who can play things that maybe average Joe can't play, or average Billy Bob can't play.
Or they can play it but won't get the response.
Well, but still, at the same time, I'm going to suggest to you, and it's true, that let's say if Billy Bob plays it and Betty Joe plays it, even though it's the same track, maybe it's introduced a little bit differently, but because of who that person is, a lot of people would say, did you hear that track that Billy Bob played? It's kind of, when you're an influencer, then I believe that you'll at least get a listen to. I'm going to give you a perfect example. So every day, as you know, I'm on TrackSource, I'm on Beep, I'm on those sites every day. And I will tell you, when I see a name that I recognize, then, yeah, I'm going to listen. All right. Not to say I wouldn't listen to anybody else, but I'm going to make sure that I'm listening to Jeffrey C., Louis Vega, DJ Spen, Tommy Davis, Reggie Steele. There's people like that, and I could go on. But there's certain ones, when I see their names, I'm going at least to see what they have to say. And I think that's very, very true. And if you think about a hit, that's really something that was not a hit at some point, and keep playing it over and over and over, and then gets it. And then let's say the influencer plays it, then I believe you stand the strongest chance of having that played again. And then you start to hear it played again and again and again. Then, okay, oh, yeah. What you mean not up on that? So I think that's a big part of it. DJ Bilal, what's up? I'm going to see you on October 16th. I cannot wait. Marcus Garrett is in the house. House the Runway. Let's do it. Anyway, I think those are some things. But let's look at some other stuff here. Let's move on from this for a minute and see what you see. Now, I'm going to suggest to you that most audiences, I didn't say every audience, but most audience want some level of familiarity with the music. In other words, and if you're a DJ, especially in northern New Jersey, it's been my experience. It's not that you can't play something different, but I believe for the most part, if you really want to connect with that audience, you need to start off with something a little bit more familiar so you can kind of build up that trust and they'll follow you. And then too, of course, it's the way you mix it in. It's that all that comes into play. But that's key. Now, when you get to that audience, now let's say, for example, all right, let's say you got a 5-hour set. Well, then you got time to tell a story and all that kind of journey, all that kind of hocus pocus. But on the other hand, if you got an hour and you got to do what you got to do, then most DJs, I'm not saying all DJs, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying most DJs are going to go in and try and smash. And that means, for the most part, familiar. What do you guys say? What do you guys say?
That has happened to me before. Where like you said, the DJ, if they only have an hour, they're gonna go and play, play what they play. But my experience was, okay, it's still the way that you put the music together.
Sure.
Even if they play all the current hits, like that one DJ, I would never forget. He would always want to play the current songs. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and play it. Play it. But, when it comes down to it, everybody, in a sense, maybe don't want to hear the current events, current songs. So you dig in your crates and you still play the hits. Because once you start playing the hits that they're not hearing, then it's a totally different vibe.
Yeah. Well, I agree. It's certainly how you, because programming, even if you can't mix or you're a train wreck in mixing, but if at least you play the right songs, then you stand a chance. You're programming. And I think the best DJs are great programmers. They're great mixers, and they kind of like connect with that audience. Now, here's another thing I think is pretty interesting, and this is experience I had. So I was, I've been to hip hop from the door, like most house music DJs, been into hip hop from the door. And I remember going to, I think it was the Meadowlands, and I saw, who was it? Wu-Tang Gang. And when I went to Wu-Tang Gang to see them, they came in, they did a couple of their songs, but they were already tired of hearing their current track. That's with, Cream and all that other kind of stuff like that. But they want to do all this brand new stuff. Now, they were the headliner. Everybody was waiting until they came to do that. They started playing. They did one or two of the tracks that everybody knew, could hum and sing, and then they said maybe 2 or 3 at max. But they had a whole like an hour and a half show, and they started going into one song after the other that nobody knew the words, and people started booing and walking out because that. So I think there's a line there where you're gonna play familiar versus being all the way out on the edge. Now, again, I'm not saying you can't be all the way on the edge, but I believe you got to, for the most part, for most audience. But now, here's the thing. So let's bring it back to what we were talking about, remixes and remakes. Now, if I need to get a crowd moving, and let's say I want to do something a little bit different, then I could probably get away with a song that people at least know the words, but it has a different beat to it. So I tell you who just did, and I mentioned it earlier. So DJ Exotic just did this track by Tyrese, and he did Wildflower, which that's a remake. But the way he put it down was incredible. Wait a minute, watch this. Tommy Davis and Spen did some remakes. Matter of fact, they just had one with actually DJ Spen and Jeffrey C. Just did one. It was #1 in TrackSource, and of course it comes. I think I mentioned this to you before, Chuck. I have a photographic memory. You just said it, boom, undeveloped. So it'll come back to me. Right. But they just did the one. It'll come back to me. But they did it. It was a remake. They just changed the word, and it went shot to #1. Now, I think let's have a discussion around this. Okay, now I'm making music, and keep in mind, I'm in a business. Now, I can make all brand new music that nobody heard of, all original, or I can give you familiar, and then my numbers go up. What's your thoughts on that? DJ Unique Urban, good to see you. Hey, yo, man, you did your thing. You did your thing. All right.
Now, what was the question?
Okay, so one of the reasons that people make these remixes because they're good for business for the most part.
Right.
Somebody help me out there. Somebody look on Track Source. It was Jeffrey C. and DJ Spen. They just did a track, and actually it was almost. They took the music and put out one word, put another. It shot right to number one. So it's good for business. I can't remember the track. It'll come to me in a little bit. Yeah. So it's also good for business. What do you think about that? Do you think that's okay because it's good for business, or the cheating of this and that? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, well, it keeps them. I mean, it grabs them first with that familiar track. And I mean, it's just the way that you put it together. You know how to slip it. Slip the new stuff in along with the the stuff that that's going to hit. So I mean, I'm always going to come back into how how the DJs put it together. It's of course you want to stay in business, so you're going to have to play stuff that people are to a point familiar with, but like you said, you can sprinkle stuff in. And if it's a weekly thing, one of the things I used to do, I usually would just play it constantly. Just like the radio beats stuff in our head. If we don't want to listen to it, then we have the option to change. But if you go out to clubs in the city or whatever, this and that, and the DJ is up there, you can't get to the DJ.
Right.
Either you're going to vibe to it, or you're going to sit down, or you're going to go to the bar and get a drink, or whatever it might be. But you're still going to be in that spot, and that music is still going to be going through your ears. And eventually you're going to know that song regardless if you like it or not. When it comes on, either on the radio or if you're at another spot, basically. But it's a constant, the DJs, we always was really the ones to make and break the records before it even hit the radio. And then the radio, just like I said, just come and pound it in your head, regardless if you want to hear it or not. So doing the hits, keep them there, bring them there. But I say just sprinkle it in there before you know it. Because I always tell people, and it's funny, I like listening to the albums.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff I feel that could have made the radio or should have made the radio didn't make the radio. And the tracks on the album sometimes, or a lot of times, to me, is hotter than what the ones that they chose to push. So like a couple of weeks ago, I was playing some stuff off of albums, and it was like, yo, when that come out? I said it came out in the 90s, early 2000s. So it's just, and they vibe into it, this and that. So you got them, and that might not be a hit to get them up dancing, like ones that's real popular. But once you get that head bopping and them asking, what's that? Well, if you got the DJ standing over your shoulder looking at what you're playing or coming up, then you're doing your job.
Okay. All right. How much should be, they talk about making original music. Let's just take that for a minute. All right. To make original music, okay, let's just assume you can use a computer for a minute. That means you're going to start out with the basic kick, got a snare, you got chords, whatever. But you're using all the same, and even you're using physical instrument, you're using all the same stuff. Now, let's say you do try to put something different, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then I'm saying every song should be a remake.
Right.
But let's go back to business for a minute. Now you got to sell it, and you got to sell it because it's costing you money to make it. Worst case scenario, at least you want to break even. And can you do it? So that's a thing. Okay, let me ask you another question here. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. All right. He says, "Yeah, I didn't hear the remake of Mighty Love, but you know what? Mighty High. I like that better than the original. Oops, shouldn't have said that, huh? I did say it. Okay, I'm gonna give you some songs, and I've done this before, folks. I want to see if you think these songs should be remade into house music. Now, this is not an argument for or not for edits, re-edits, etc. It's just questions. These are just questions. I like original stuff too, but I also like my remixes, my remakes, and some of them, for example, were made back in the 70s or the 80s where you had a live drummer, and I'm not saying it's hard. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
The
all right.
timing.
So I was playing back in the vinyl days, and of course I learned that music, and I learned when that drummer missed a beat and had to come. So I learned how to do that, catch up. But I got to tell you, with the electronic music that we're playing today, I really, if I want to do a whole set of music from back in the 80s and stuff like that, and those things don't go 4x4 in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. They don't do that all the time in terms of lining up the beats. I got to tell you straight up, I got to go back and fool around with that a little bit if I'm going to do it in public, you know? Anyway, but I'm going to give you some songs here, folks. And I'm going to give you some songs here, and then you tell me, okay, do you think that Next Wifey is a song that could be done and made into a house version? Or do you think we should leave it alone? Say stay or play. Stay, in other words, keep it the way it is, or play. Stay or play. You think that's a song that could be remixed? Anybody, everybody, somebody scream. Okay,
stay.
Sorry, got carried away there. You know, I should be a rapper. What am I doing with this house music thing? I'm just like, anyway, okay. All right. Linda, how you doing? What's up, Pittsburgh? Well, you guys took a punch in the stomach yesterday. But anyway, that's another story. All right. Okay.
Cowboy.
And look who they lost to. Oh, my goodness. That's another story. Anyway, so DJ Unique Urban says that should stay.
Yeah, that's a stay.
That should stay. All right. Most DJs hard because of the tempo changes, and they can't anticipate the adjust. Like I say, back in the day, that's what you played on. That's how the vinyl was. And now, like I say, because of the synchronized beat, boom, boom, syncopated beat, boom, boom, boom. Again, keeping it real. If I'm doing a whole set, I got to go back and brush up a little bit.
Right.
All right, that's me. Okay, so DJ Unique says it should stay. They should keep it the way it is. How about a Diva Freak? Should it stay or should we play? Anybody else thoughts? Should we stay? Should it stay, that R&B track, or should it become a house music track? Yeah, a Diva Freak. Yeah, freak like me.
Adina Howard.
I'm sorry, I said a diva. I'm sorry, Adina. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you very much. Adina, right. Adina Howard. Do you think that should be... I
think that should stay.
Should stay, or should we play with that? Okay, all right. So Chalk says it should stay with it and not play with it.
No.
Okay, here's another one. John B., Don't Talk. Should we stay with it, or should we play with it? What do you guys say? How many say you should stay with it, and how many say you should play with it?
It gotta be funky though.
Huh?
That remix, that house version gotta be off.
Okay. 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 Guy says, hey, the remake of Soul Records hit harder than here. Okay, DJ Unique says it should stay. Adina Howard.
Yeah, Adina Howard.
Yeah,
Definitely
and
should
how
stay.
about John B? Don't Talk? Should we stay with it or should we play with it? What do you guys say?
I only say that because I heard the Michael Jackson version of what is it? Whatever Happened.
Okay, all right.
It's a house, and I don't who was playing it. Groove was playing it one day, and I don't know who did the remix, but it was right on. When I listened to the original one, I would never listen to the original one no more.
Okay.
Just the house version.
All right. Here's another track. Usher, yeah. Should we stay with it or should we play with it? What do you guys say? Usher, yeah. Stay with it or play with it?
I think that could be a remix in the house.
Okay. So you say you should play with it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna give you two more, and then you guys can let me know. Okay. Let's go back. How about this one? They may have even done something off this one. How about James Brown, Get Up Off of That Thing? Can we do a house music? Should we stay with it or should we play with it? Okay.
I don't know.
Guy says stay, it has a different energy.
Yeah.
What do you guys say?
Yeah, that one's. I'm trying to do it in my head, but I'm not seeing it.
Okay. Now keep in mind, a lot of times when they sample or they take songs, they don't necessarily use the whole song, but they use a piece of it. Okay.
So that is that what you're talking about with them chopping it up?
Sometimes it'll just have like chants in there, like they'll have chants.
A certain.
Guy says he has a house version of Get Up Off of That Thing. Okay. All right. Okay. How about this one? Let's go back a hot minute. Let's go back to what? Hey, listen. Look what they did. Look what Spen and them did with Respect. And let's not forget, Louis Vega did Star of a Story, which was originally done back in the 70s by Heatwave. And he jazzed it up. Okay. Okay, so, all right. Dwayne says all the tracks we mentioned have been done. Okay. All right. Okay. All righty. How about this one? Okay. How about this? Papa was a Rolling Stone. Should we stay with it or should we play with it?
I think you could play with that one.
Okay. How many out there say that Papa was a Rolling Stone and you need to play with it instead of just stay with it? Okay. Guy says, how about Sunny by Jose Feliciano? Stay with it or play with it? What's up for the record?
Yeah, that could work. There's some
songs that out there. I know I've heard, I think it was, Mark Francis did something with Me and Mrs. Jones. Could you imagine that? And then they also did something with Parliament. What do you guys think? So,
Excuse me.
okay. So Guy says we should stay with it. All right. Okay. You know what? We're gonna wind this thing down. I'm gonna ask for one more song that you guys think. Okay. Wait. How many heard? And he did a really good job. The remix of Why Can't We Live Together? Has everybody heard that? They did a good job on that.
I didn't hear.
It's banging. Okay. How about this? How about this? How about To Win Your Heart? How many know that the way we heard it is a remix? To Win Your Heart. And I got to tell you, it was originally done as a country song, and then Vincenzo, I think guy's name is, came in and redid it, and it's a song that we all dance and love to. But it was originally a country song. So my conclusion with this, and you guys let me know, Dwayne said Always and Forever. Yeah, it's the track. Yeah, Span and Tommy did that. And you'll go, and Heatwave, of course, originally. Luther Vandross did Always and Forever. So I think that while I respect, and everybody eventually loves an original. I mean, there's some people who have no issue listening with brand new stuff, and they're okay with that. But I think for the most part, most people want some level of familiar, depending on the audience. I mean, you could have an audience that's avant-garde and they don't want to hear any popular stuff. But I think, for mere mortals, I mean, just to have a little fun with that, I think they're going to want to hear some level of familiarity. I think that there's a place for original, but I don't think you should give up. I'm going to call, instead of reimaginations and reinterpretations of songs that we love, and different people have different flows. And then, too, there's songs that are reinterpreted in different languages. I mean, like some of the stuff has changed from, let's say, American to Caribbean to Latin to bachata. So I think there is a place for those remakes, and I think there is a place for that. Guy Flash says all the Pendergrass remakes hit hard. True. Well, folks, we're gonna bang up this section. Chuck, any last minute thoughts from you?
Just keep on making good remixes.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, too? That's where a lot of people start. They start with the remixes. And plus, on top of that, as you mentioned earlier, with the software, even with the DJ software, you can now, you can drop in stuff, you can take out stuff, you can do all kind of crazy stuff.
On the
So
fly. On the fly.
On the fly. That's right. Stuff never to be repeated because you didn't record it and you forgot what you did. You were just feeling in the flow in the moment, and you just went with it, So, folks, listen, I want to thank you for hanging out, coming out. This is going to conclude this session. We'll come back to it another time, but again, this whole idea, I think there's a balance, and then I think what Chuck said is correct, is that you got to do it justice. So, hopefully, we've done a little bit of justice here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to, right here, after this, we're going to go into the Shazam Free Zone. And, of course, in the Shazam Free Zone, we play nothing but brand new music. Nothing but brand new music. And you get to decide if it's a smash or if it's trash. But at some point, when you're at a party and it's playing, you'll say, wait a minute, I heard that somewhere before. Hopefully you think of us, but it's okay as long as you think about it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with a remix. It's called The Best That I Got, and that's by Reggie Steele. You want to lead off with that? And then, hey, we're going to do a little Shazam Free Zone. We're going to play some all brand new music. You get a chance to decide. Don't forget, this Saturday, October 12th, we'll be at Aldine. I'll be with Mac, D. Boyd, Goo, and others. Then the following, the 16th, I will be on the Sages and Bilal, the Dollhouse. I'll be playing new stuff, but I'm going to play at least 30 minutes of music for local people that we all know, touch, and see at our events. Ladies and gentlemen, I am DJ Dan Sofa House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. Get ready as we go to the next phase, which is the Shazam Free Zone, where we not only play it, but we say it and you decide if it's a smash or trash. See you in a little bit on the other side. John.
In exchange for everything you did to me, read my mind and feel just fine when I think my peace of mind is out of reach. The scales are sometimes unbalanced, and you bear the weight of all